Hey, good morning, everybody. This is Mr. Ainsworth in Financial Algebra, and we're going to continue working with our Excel projects here. And so let's review first what we did before a few weeks ago in our class here at Great Oak High School in Temecula, California. So the first thing we did was we went over how to design a simple budget so that you could use it in your college years and further. And so we talked about fixed expenses, variable expenses, college expenses, and we talked about how to design a simple spreadsheet so you can see where your money is going. And at the bottom of the spreadsheet, we also incorporated our work on how to calculate periodic investments, whether it's weekly deposited, whether it's biweekly, monthly, or quarterly. And because we talked about in our chapters that investing is important, and we talked about how to calculate those investments. So we programmed it here in Excel. So we did that in our budget project, about a month ago. And then the next thing we did was we went over how to categorize your expenses. How do you do that? To determine where your money is going over the course of the month and also the course over the year. All right, and so what we learned is how to do these drop-down menus right here and how to categorize your expenses as you go through them from January, month 1, through February, all the way through the year. And then over here on the right, where you see this yellow region right here, it gives you the totals either in month 1 or in month 2 or in month 3, depending on what month you're in. And so this dealt with what's called sum-if formulas in Excel. And this one right here is a really important thing because I don't care what age you are. In fact, the older you are, the more important this is. Determining where your money goes, we help you budget better and also help curb your spending so that you're financially okay throughout the month and throughout the year. Okay, and then so what we're going to do now is we're going to continue our study from Chapter 7. Now, we just finished testing in Chapter 7, and so what we need to do is learn how to design a amortization table using Excel. Like how do you calculate a car payment or a home mortgage in Excel, and how do you show that being paid month by month over the course of the loan? Okay, so that's in this in your projects module in Canvas. So open this up right here. You'll notice that the goals are set. Our first goal is to calculate 4 different car loans, from a 4-year loan all the way to a 7-year loan, because that's what's available at the bank. We're going to use our purchase price is $30,000 as our example, and an APR of 3%. So the only thing that's changing is the term, okay, from 4 years to 7 years. And then we're going to go take that work right here that we designed, and we're going to apply it to a home loan. And when you buy a home, you have the options of 15-year, 20-year, 30-year, and we're going to use a $500,000 purchase price at 5% as a just as an example, okay? And then all these things can be changed simultaneously in the spreadsheet after you design it. So in this right here, I go ahead and I wrote down some steps that we can follow. So open this up here, it gives you the directions on page 1. And then on page 2, guess what? We have the steps right here. So what we need to do is start designing this. I'm going to start off with the first here, the first loan, which is the car loan at 4 years, 3% APR at $30,000 purchase price. My steps are in respect to a home loan, but it doesn't matter. The structure is the same. The formulas are the same. The only thing that differs is the loan amount, the APR, and the term. So don't worry about that. So just follow the steps here. Keep that on a tab. And then what I want you guys to do is bring up your project that we did earlier. So these are all Google Docs, and you should have access to this. So pull this one up. Notice that we just added a sheet on the bottom here by using the plus sign right here. And that's exactly what we're going to do. Our goal is to calculate a car loan, a 4-year car loan, at $30,000 at 3%. What is the monthly payment and what is the schedule of payments over the course of the loan? Like, how is that determined? Okay, so what I want you to do is hit the plus sign here, and let's start programming this in. And again, follow my steps, okay? So open up this document right here, and what we need to do is type in all these titles and format it first before we begin. So first, start off by putting your name up here. Okay, I'm going to put mine, but you put yours. It was so funny. I was grading spreadsheets, last week, and some of you guys put my name, okay? Don't put my name, put your name. Okay, now we're going to develop what's called an amortization table. So amortization, okay, of a 4-year. We're going to start off with a 4-year, all right, car loan. All right, so just type it in with me here, and of course, this is a video, right? So you can always pause and play, and go at your own pace. Okay, so I'm going to format as I go. Like my name here, I'm just going to make that a little bit bigger because this is you're going to do the same. And the title here, I'm going to make bold. I'm also going to put it in red just to have it pop out. And I'm also going to increase the size to 12 font just so it kind of pops out. Okay, so you got your name on there. You got the title of your spreadsheet. This is a 4-year car loan spreadsheet. And at the bottom here, at the bottom of the spreadsheet, it probably doesn't say sheet 14. I'm only on that just because I've been doing a lot of sheets here when I've been teaching classes. Yours probably says sheet 3. But anyways, go ahead and rename it. Okay, right now you always name your sheets and just put down 4-year car loan. Very simple. So name your sheets so that when I look at your work, we're going to have a total of 7 sheets here: 4-year, 5-year, 6-year, 7-year. For the car loans, and then for the home loans, we're going to have 3 more, one for 15-year, and then a 20-year and a 30-year. All right, let's go back up here and let's start designing again. Refer to my sheets right here. You can even print this off so you can see it side by side, or just tab over. But we're going to type in all these titles. Okay, so here we go. The first thing we need to do is type in the number of years. Number of years. Okay, and this is going to be 4 years, so put a 4 in there. Now we want to convert it to months, so type in number of months. Now in Excel, you don't type in the answer, you write a formula. So it's that whenever you start a formula, start off with an equal sign, and you're going to take the number of years in C4. So type in C4 or click on C4 like I do. I usually just click on the cell that I am referring to, and then use the asterisk and multiply it, all right, by 12, okay? So times, so go asterisk times 12. Oops, that's too many asterisks. Let me fix that. So times 12, and then hit the enter button. And notice that it says 48. There are 48 months in 4 years. So I'm just going to bold these right here, format as I go. So what's cool about Excel is if you change 4 to 5, it automatically changes the number of months to 60 because 5 times 12 is 60. All right, but let's keep that at 4 because that's our example in this case. Underneath the number of years, you're going to put down the loan amount. So let's do that. Okay, and the loan amount in this case is going to be $30,000. So type that in. And it doesn't look like currency. It doesn't have the dollar sign, the commas, the decimal points. So come up here to the top and format it as currency so it looks good. Underneath that, let's type in the APR, the annual percentage rate. Okay, APR, interest rate. Okay, now before you type in 3 for 3%, you got to format it first. So go up here to the percent symbol, hit the percent symbol, and then enter in 3, and notice that it changes it to 3% or 0.03. And so it knows that it's a decimal, okay, or a percentage. Cool. Okay, now let's calculate the monthly payment for this loan for a 4-year loan. All right, $30,000 4-year loan at 3%. So the monthly payment is as follows. Now notice that the title just went a little bit too far. It went into column C. When that happens, just come up here to the top, go in between columns B and C and double click, and it will automatically adjust it for you. All right, so let's bold these titles right here. And then again, come up here again, double click at the top in between columns B and C, and it will automatically adjust the column width for you so it looks good. Okay. Now the monthly payment can be calculated using the monthly payment formula that we used in the previous chapters. However, in Excel, it's much easier. So we're going to type in equal and type in PMT, all right, for payment, periodic payment of, it says for an annuity investment, but it calculates the monthly payment for either car loan, home loan, or anything. Okay, so type in parentheses, so PMT for periodic payment. In this case, it's a monthly payment, right? Periodic, meaning monthly. And it's going to ask you 3 things. It's going to ask you for the interest rate. and it's going to ask you for the number of periods and then the present value. So 3 questions, or it needs 3 pieces of data separated by commas. And it's going to tell you and ask you what it needs to know. Now go to the steps right here. So the steps, this is step number 1 here. We need a monthly interest rate right here. All right, so we're going to have to take our APR and divide it by 12. And then we need the number of months or periods, and that's 48 in this case, and the principal of the loan comes next. All right, so here we go. All right, so we click on the click on C6, which is where the APR is, but it's annual percentage rate. We need to convert that to monthly, so divide it by 12. All right, comma, and notice it prompts you for the number of periods. In this case, the number of months, right? It's 48 months. So click on 48, which is in E4. All right, comma. And then it needs to know what the present value is, okay? What the loan amount is. And well, guess what? That's $30,000, and that's located in C5. So type that in, end it with a parentheses, and then hit the return symbol, and notice it gives you a monthly payment. So we're going to highlight that. So the monthly payment is $664.03. Notice it's negative too, by the way. That is going to be used throughout the entire process right here. So we have if we're going to purchase a $30,000 car and we want to pay it off in 4 years or 48 months at 3% APR, it's going to cost us $664 a month. All right, now to figure out where your money goes, because part of that money goes to interest, part of it goes to principal, and to figure out the flow of your money over the course of 48 months, we need to do the following. Okay, so let's go back to our steps, and let's go to step 2. All right, so step 2, what we need to do is put all these headings in: the month, the beginning balance, monthly interest, principal, ending balance, and so on. Okay, actually, before we do that, I forgot one thing. So we need to, let's go back up to step 1 again. Step 1, I want to figure out the total payments and the interest paid on the loan. I forgot to do that, so let's do that now. So come up here to E5 and type in total payments. Figure out, what this loan really costs, and then type in interest here, interest paid, or actually total interest. Sorry guys, I'm not the greatest typist, so I'm kind of slow here, which is good for you because I'm going slow. All right, what are the total payments and what is the total interest paid? All right, let's figure that out. I'm just formatting here a little bit too as I do it. So the total payments, let me see, we got 48 payments. Each one is $664.03. So what I need to do is I need to take the monthly payment, change it to make it positive, first of all, because it's negative, and then multiply by 48. So I'm going to start off with a negative sign because I got to take the opposite of my monthly payment to make it positive. I mean, the opposite of a negative is a positive, right? So I type that in and notice that it says 664, positive, right? So the opposite of a negative is a positive. And now I'm going to multiply it, so use your asterisk here, and then click on E4, 48, and it gives you the total payments. So you're going to pay a total of $31,873.43 for this car. Okay, over 48 months. The interest is the difference of the two, all right? It's the amount of money that exceeded the loan value. So this is equal to the total payments, all right, minus your principal of the loan. So F5 minus C5. And that should make sense right there. The interest here is the difference between the two. It's the amount over the loan amount, okay? You paid an extra $1,873.43, and that's called interest, and that goes right to the bank. That's how they make a lot of money. Okie dokie. All right, now let's go to step 2 now. So let's go back to your steps, and let's go to step 2 and type in all these titles. All right, starting with the month. Okay, so we got to type in the month number. So go to row 9 here and type in the month. All right, and then type in the beginning balance. Okay, you got to start off with something. So beginning. How do you spell that? Beginning balance. There we go. All right, interest. Okay, monthly interest. Obviously, part of your monthly payment goes to the bank, and part of it goes to pay off the loan, and that's called money towards, all right, principal. So money towards principal. There we go. And then notice that title is too long. I'll adjust that here in a minute. And then ending balance. Okay, this is the last one. Ending balance. Okay. Now I want to make those bold, and then I'm going to adjust the column width because these columns are not wide enough. So double click, just highlight the column, double click in between, and it will format and adjust the column width automatically, which is kind of cool. Okay, so now we have our title set. I'm just adjusting a little bit more here. Now we need to put our 48 months in because this is a 4-year 48th month loan. So I need to type in the numbers 1 through 48. However, you don't type them all because that will take too long, especially when you do a home loan at 360 months. You don't type in 1 through 360. Excel is a really well-designed program. So all you do is highlight the first 3. It knows the arithmetic pattern right here, simply meaning that you add 1 every time. Just grab this corner right here, this little square here, and drag it down, all right, until you reach 48 months. So you're starting at row 10 here, and 10 plus 48 is 58. So probably have to go to 57 here. So let's go down, drag it down to 57, or row 57, and we should have 48 months. There we go. So there's 1 through 48. And that's how you do it for any length of loan, okay? You just type in the first 3 numbers and then copy that pattern all the way down. So just be smart about that. Okay, so now the beginning balance is equal to the principal of the loan. So set that equal to up here as C5, okay? Hit enter, and notice that is your beginning balance. Now your monthly interest is calculated by using your simple interest formula. Principal times rate times time. And if you go up to, let's see here, step 2, notice that I said that. So the monthly interest is PRT, principal times rate times time. We're going to take the principal of the loan, which is, in this case is $30,000, because we're starting off with a car loan instead, times your APR, times 1/12. And the reason why we multiply by 1/12 is because T is always in years, and 1 month is 1/12 of a year. So just think basic here. All right, so we're going to calculate this by setting this equal to the previous balance, okay, the principal. And don't use C5 here, guys. Do not use C5. Use B10, okay? Everything's going to be referred to the beginning balance here of the month. And the beginning balance is right to the left of it here in B10. All right, times the APR. So times asterisk the APR times time, which is 1/12, so 1 divided by 12. And this is partially correct. We have to make sure that the interest rate right here, which is 3%, located in C6, is constant. So I'm going to insert the dollar signs to make sure that the interest rate does not change as we copy down the formula here. Well, in a minute. Because when you copy down the formula, the row number changes. Okay, that's what happens. And so when you do that, when you copy it all the way down to the 48th month. So to keep it constant, because we need the APR to be constant at 3%, you got to use a dollar sign. Okay, that's used whenever you need the column or the row to remain constant, and we do. So hit the enter button, and you'll see that the interest out of your monthly payment is $75. That goes to the bank. The rest of your monthly payment goes towards principal. So that's calculated by taking your monthly payment, and we got to make it positive here. So we're going to take the opposite of your monthly payment, so the opposite of C7. All right, subtract your interest. So minus your interest, which is in C10. And this, you notice it says 589.03. That goes to pay off the loan. And that's, again, you got to pay off the loan. It's got to go down to 0. Now this is partially correct too. The monthly payment is consistently in C7, and it cannot change position. So I'm going to insert dollar signs there. So $C, $7. All right, to keep the position of the monthly payment, which is in C7, constant. Now the interest is starting at C10, but the next interest is C11, and then C12, and C13, and so on. So when I copy this formula down, the row number on the monthly interest is going to change, but not the position of the monthly payment. That stays constant. So hit the enter button, and we get we calculate it as $589.03, which goes to pay off the loan. So it's going to reduce down from $30,000 and then subtract this, which will give us our ending balance. So speaking of that, okay, so let's calculate the ending balance. We're going to take the preceding balance, or the starting balance, which is 30,000, which is in B10, all right, minus, all right, the money towards principal, which is 589.03. So B10 minus D10, and hit the enter button. And notice that your ending balance is less because you paid off $589 roughly from the loan. There we go, and that's the ending balance of month 1. Now the beginning balance of month 2 is equal to the ending balance of the preceding month, which is in E10 in this case. Okay, and that's always going to be the case. So the ending balance of one month is the beginning balance of the next month. All right, and then the whole process repeats. So the monthly interest, we have to calculate one more row of formulas, and then we're going to copy everything down and apply it to all 48 months. So you only have to do 2 rows of formulas and then copy everything down. All right, 1 row is not sufficient because we need a formula on the starting balance on the second month, and that's always the balance of the previous month. So really we have to calculate 2 rows of formulas. So the interest, like I did before, is equal to, all right, the preceding balance, which is in B11 in this case. And notice that it gives you a suggestion right here. It knows, based upon the previous formula, what you're going to do. And this formula right here that it's suggesting is actually correct. Okay, we got to take principal times the rate, which is C6, right, with dollar signs, times 1/12. So just click on it, and it's going to calculate it for you. And then over here on your principal, it's equal to, all right, the opposite of your monthly payment, so the opposite of C7, all right, times, excuse me, not times, what am I doing here? Okay, the opposite of monthly payment minus, all right, minus, let me start over here. Okay, so the opposite of C7 minus C11, okay? Now notice it's giving you a suggestion because we did this earlier above it here in D10 on the first row. We already typed in the correct formula, and so what Excel does is that it knows what you're doing, so it applies it to the next cell. So if the formula is correct, which in this case it is, you can just click on it and it will type it in for you, which is kind of nice. Okay, or you can just simply repeat the procedure. Now notice that the monthly interest is going down and the money towards the principal is going up, and that happens throughout the life of the loan. That's how you, that's how you pay off your loan. Now the ending balance is equal to the starting balance in the month, all right, minus the amount of money that you paid off on your loan. So minus, and notice it gives you a suggestion here, minus D11, and that is a correct formula right here. The money towards principal is in D11. So just click on it and it will help you calculate. And notice that the ending balance is decreasing. Our goal is to get it down to 0. So after 48 months, if we do this correctly, down here at the bottom here at the 48th month, this one right here, this should be 0. Okay, that last number should be 0. So let's go back up here. Let's take our formulas, which are located in these 4 cells. Do not highlight your month 2 here, okay? The formulas are not there. The formulas are in these 4 cells. And then grab this lower right-hand corner, this little square right here, and drag it down to the 48th month. Okay, this is how you copy your formulas down. And notice that your ending balance here in the 48th month. Okay, so the 48th month, I'm just highlighting this just to have you guys look at the right thing here. In the 48th month, the balance is 0. Why? Because we paid off our loan. All right, and that's how you tell if you did it correctly. Or if you don't have an ending balance at the end of the loan of 0, then obviously it's not correct. Okay. All right, so now what we want to do is we want to figure out a 5-year loan, a 6-year loan, and a 7-year loan. Okay, but what's cool is that you do not have to redo everything right here. Okay, it's a lot easier than that. So click on the upper left-hand corner here, which highlights the entire spreadsheet. Go ahead and Control-C for copy. So copy that entire spreadsheet. Okay, and then I'm going to go down here. I'm going to add a sheet. I'm going to call it 5-year loan. So I'm going to rename it 5-year loan. 5-year car loan. Okay, and then I'm going to go up here to the top in A1 here. I'm going to paste it in. So Control-V for paste. and it should paste it in. So now for the 5-year loan, let's just go ahead and modify the title first. So all you have to do is modify a little bit. Okay, you don't have to redo everything. So be smart about what you're doing. So come up here and modify the title first. Modify the number of years to 5, and notice that it changes everything. It changes the total months to 60. It recalculates a new monthly payment right here. So notice that the 4-year loan, the monthly payment was $664. Okay, in the 5-year loan, it's $539, because the longer the loan length, the lower the monthly payment. That's why people opt for a longer loan, because it decreases their monthly payment and makes it more affordable. Okay, but notice also that the total interest paid is a lot more. In a 4-year loan, the interest paid was about $1,900 roughly. In a 5-year loan, it's now $2,300, almost $2,400. So you're going to pay more for the loan if you increase the term, all right? But it's more affordable per month. So there's a plus and minus here, guys. Now, we have to make sure that we go down to 60 months. And since we copied it from the 4-year loan, which stops at 48, notice it's not long enough. So I'm going to get rid of the highlighting here just to make it go down to look normal. Okay, so what we need to do is add another 12 months, right? Because we went from 4-year to 5-year, and that's adding one more year or 12 months. Well, okay, so grab 3 squares here, and then go to, let me see, 12 plus 57, 59. Okay, so go down to, 69, excuse me. Go down to 68, 69, excuse me. And then now you have it down to 60 months or 5 years. And then do the same thing with your formulas, highlight your formulas, and then copy them down. And then voila, notice your ending number here is 0, okay? So if you did it correctly here, your ending balance should be 0. So after 5 years, you should pay off your loan. And that's how you do it for all these. And so you can continue through the entire project. So remember, the whole goal is to calculate all these loans. And so all you do is copy and then paste it into a new sheet, and then change your information. Okay, so I'll do this one more time for a 6-year loan, and then I'm going to stop, and then you guys can complete your project. So I'm going to add a page. I'm going to rename it 6-year loan. So go to rename, 6-year loan, car loan. All right, go back to A1, paste it in. All right, and now modify it. So go back up to the title, change it to 6-year loan. Change your months or your years to 6, and notice that 6 times 12 is 72. So it changes the months, changes the monthly payment, changes the interest rate, or excuse me, not the interest rate, the total interest. So you're going to be paying less per month because the monthly payment goes down, but the total interest goes up. So you're going to be paying more for this loan because the longer the term length, the more interest you pay, but it's more affordable every month. Okay, and then you gotta go down and you gotta make it 72 months long. So you gotta add another. Well, in this case, we gotta add another 24. I should have copied the 5-year loan, so I can just add 12. But now I have to add 24 months, and 24 plus 57, that's 70, 81. So we gotta copy this down to 81. So okay, so let me get rid of the colors first. So when you copy, if I keep it yellow, it's going to make everything yellow, and I didn't want that. So, so I'm going to grab three of the numbers here. Let me see, 24 and 57. That's 70, 81. Go down to row 81. Okay, so I have 72 months in, and now I got to copy my formulas. And notice that right there at the end last month, the 72nd month or after 6 years, the ending balance is 0 again. Okay, and so what you want to do is just continue this. Do it for the 7-year loan and then switch to home loans. Okay, so go back up to the directions here, and you're going to do it for the last car loan, for a 7-year car loan. And then you're going to do 3 home loans, one at 15 years, 20 years, and then 30 years. And of course, you know, it's not $30,000 price. The purchase price for the home loan is $500,000. and then we have a new APR of 5%. So because the APR is going up right now in our economy, so I just changed the percentage there. But once you design it, you could change the principal, the interest rate, the term, everything. So what's cool about this is once you design it, you get to modify it however you want. Okay, now remember, this is a video, right guys? And so you could always rewind and take a look at it and use it to your advantage. So once again, we started off in our class over a month ago in our financial algebra class. We talked about the student budget here, how to organize that. We talked about how to calculate periodic investments right through here. Let me see. Got it. There we go. And I'm just modifying a little bit here so you can see it a little bit better. So we talked about periodic investments. And then in the second project, we talked about advanced budgeting, where we talked about categorizing and knowing where your money goes. And then, yesterday and today, we're talking about how to calculate or how to design an amortization table for a car loan, whether it's 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years. And then we're going to be doing that for the home loans. And then once you do this, once you finish, I want you to hit the share button. And you're going to share this via hyperlink. So notice that the link here, there's options. You can have it restricted, have it shared with anybody in our school district or anyone in the link. Now you're going to share it with me. So don't keep it on the restricted setting. If you do that, I'm not going to be able to see your project, and I'm going to have to request access, and you're not going to be able to. I'm not going to be able to see it, and I can't grade it. And if I can't grade it, you're going to get a 0. So don't do that. Change it to either the school district or anyone with the link. All right. And then what you do, keep it on the viewer setting, unless you want me to be able to edit. Just keep it on the viewer setting, copy the link, hit done, and then go into Canvas and submit the hyperlink. And that's way I can see all your work. So do that as soon as you're done. And then I will be able to access it and take a look at it and grade your work. Okay, and so once more time, let's go to Canvas right here. You're submitting in the project module right here. So notice the projects here. And we already submitted, or we already did the budget project in the beginning. We did the advanced budget with categorizing, and then right now you're going to submit your hyperlink in the one that's called amortization table using Excel, and you're just going to go in on your Canvas side, the student side, and submit it here. All right, in this case, it's going to be in the project category at 40 points. So make sure you do that today so I can take a look at your work. All right, if you have any more questions, I'm Mr. Aynesworth. We'll see you in class. Take care.